Good evening and welcome to the Olympia Metropolitan Park District Board meeting for April 24th. We have all board members here with Board Member Selby and Board Member Payne excused. And I'm looking for an approval of the agenda. And a lower vote.
So moved.
Second.
Any amendments or discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ooh, and don't do that all at once again, I guess.
Is there any question about the vote?
Yeah. Nay? None. Okay, so motion passes. So that takes us to public comment. Do we have anyone signed up for public comment online or in the room? Hearing none, then we will move forward to the approval of the November 15th Metropolitan Park District Board meeting minutes. Is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
Any adjustments, amendments? All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. That's kind of fun to see the red lights go down the line, actually. Okay, so that takes us to the election of Olympia Metropolitan Park District officers. So we do this at the beginning of the year. And so I will start with the election of the president and then move to the election of the vice president. So I'll open up nominations for the office of president. Are there any nominations?
I'd like to nominate Jim Cooper.
Thank you, Board Member Parsley. We have one nomination. Did you have a question or?
Yeah, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Can people nominate themselves? I forget.
That is allowed by Robert's rules, yes. Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Okay, hearing none, I have one nomination for myself to continue as president, and I accept. So all in favor of Jim Cooper remaining as the president of the Metropolitan Parks District, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. That takes us to the election for the vice president of the Metropolitan Parks District. I'll open up nominations. Are there any nominations?
Well, if I can nominate myself, I'll do it.
Okay, so we have a self-nomination from Board Member Parsley. Okay, great. Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Hearing none. Nominations are closed. We have one nomination for president or for vice president. Board Member Parsley, do you accept your own self-nomination? I'll assume that you do.
Can I think about it?
All in favor of Board Member Parsley continuing as vice president of the OMPD, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Okay, thank you very much. And then that takes us to the approval of a resolution revising the meeting schedule. And this is really basic. Silvana, do you want to give us a little bit of tidbit on that?
Yeah, so the old schedule had the start time of the OMPD board meetings at 6:15, and with the new council schedule starting at 6 p.m., we wanted to make sure that the OMPD board meetings stayed in line with that. So the resolution is to move the start of the meeting times to 5:30, but they would still occur on the same dates during the year. And the way that we've written that is so that it would be the same date in April as the third regular meeting of City Council, and then the same date in October as the third regular meeting of City Council, and then the last one would be the same date in November as the second regular meeting of City Council. So those parts have stayed the same. The only thing changed is the start time.
Okay. Questions or a motion?
Move to approve. Second.
It's moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. That takes us to appointment of a Citizen Advisory Committee member. Back to Silvana.
Great, thank you. So in the charter, it calls for the Citizen Advisory Committee to be made up of 3 at-large members and then 2 recommended by PRAC, which is the Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee. And there was a seat open, vacant, for one of the PRAC members. And in January, PRAC had recommended that Jamie Gherkin serve in that vacant seat. So we're asking for approval of the appointment of Jamie Gherkin.
I would move to appoint Jamie Gherkin to the Olympia Metropolitan Park District Advisory Committee.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, and thank you, Silvana, for bringing that forward, and thank you to the Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee for making that appointment, or making that suggestion, I guess is really what it was. Next on our agenda, we have the work plan from the same advisory committee.
Yes, so on this year's work plan, it's much like last year's in that the advisory committee oversees the compliance between the interlocal agreement between the city and the Metropolitan Parks District, and they provide advice to the board here. And so at their upcoming meeting, which is on Wednesday, they're going to be reviewing the compliance report that Finance has provided. And they will also be electing officers at that meeting. And then in October, they'll review any public feedback from the compliance report, so we'll post it so the public can give comment on that, and they'll make any revisions and kind of discuss that, and then they'll form a letter that they will then send to the board, and they'll get a preview of the 2024 budget and have any discussion around that. And so that would pretty much conclude their work plan for this upcoming year, or this year.
Great. I appreciate how it's mixed with the board work plan so you can see how they play off of each other. So, any questions or a motion? Board Member Parsley.
I move to approve the proposed 2023 OMPD Advisory Committee work plan as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, so we have a new member and a work plan and officers, and then that takes us to proposed minor cleanup changes to the advisory committee charter. Again, Silvana.
Great, thank you. Yes, there was just a few clarifying things that the advisory committee thought would make the charter even more clear to the members. And the first one is that when they elect a chair and a vice chair, they would like, instead of having set dates, to put 1 year from the election term. And then the other one that they felt would be, that they suggested for the edit was, instead of saying that a city council member who is president of the OMPD board will attend as council's liaison, but change that to may attend.
Board Member Drew.
And it's still called Citizen Advisory Committee?
It is, yeah.
Could we maybe also make an amendment to that we align it with how our other city council advisory committees are, community advisory committee, community member, whatever it is we're saying? Might as well do that
Absolutely.
while we're doing this.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm just looking at the charter to see if it actually says that anywhere. I think it's in the staff report, but not. I don't see the word citizen anywhere in the charter. But it does say it does say 3 members shall be citizens at large, so we should make that say residents at large.
Perfect, got it.
Good catch. Okay, so adding one more amendment prior to a motion is just fine, so we can take it as a package as long as it doesn't get too confusing for staff. Is there anything else when you look at that, since you have it in front of you?
I think that would be it. Yeah, that's an easy change. We'll make that.
Okay. So then we would need a motion to approve the edits to the OMPD Advisory Committee Charter as stated.
Move approval.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. We have an updated charter, and that takes us to the end. Anything for the good of the order? Anything? Okay. Because I have a live public meeting, I can remind people to vote by tomorrow because there's an election. So please vote in your community. We are adjourned. Thank you.